Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Sunday, the 30th of October, 2022, and I hope you are enjoying your weekend. It's a Sunday morning here, quite early, certainly a lot earlier than when I played the game yesterday. Very bright sunshine already, though, and I can see that it's going to be a scorcher of a day. This is the Observer Sudoku Puzzle. At this stage in time, you know much more about it than I do, and that's because the thumbnail should have included some kind of grading, but I have absolutely no idea because the Observer doesn't deign to tell us which category it falls into. So I have to start by assuming that it could be for absolute beginners, because this puzzle goes from anywhere from beginner level to expert level. So I should just very quickly explain that the rules of Sudoku, or possibly rule singular, because there is only one really, and that is digits 1 to 9. Just remember digits 1 to 9. We have to put them in every row across this 9x9 grid and every column down this 9x9 grid, and in these small boxes 3x3. All we do is fit numbers 1 to 9 in every column, every row, getting my columns and rows mixed up, and in every one of these small grids. The numbers may not repeat, must not repeat, should be sounds more decisive, because we don't really give numbers permission, do we? Anyway, that's it. That's all you need to know. And so how do we go about finding the answers? We use logic to find the answers. I can already see a couple of things. So let me give you an example. Right, we have a 2. Okay, down in this block down here, we do not yet have digit 2. We have 6 and 5 only, right? But we don't have anything else. And I can see where the 2 is going to go, and I can see that because I examine the surrounding 2s. So let's take this 2 across here and say that 2 cannot reappear in this row, so these 2 squares are not allowed to become 2. Same for this 2 down in the bottom row down here. You can see that these 3 squares are blocked. That's my terminology. From these 2 is blocked from these 3 squares here. And then when we look at the 2 up here and say it blocks every other square in the column from becoming a 2, we are left with one possibility only, and that is just this square here where the 2 is not affected by intersecting 2's from outside. Got it? Okay, let's put the 2 in, and now let's get on with the game, because now you are a Sudoku master. You know how to play the game already. Now, I've forgotten the other things that I can see, but I can see another one here. We have 9s blocking across here and 9 blocking down here. That means that 9 must fit there. By the way, I was watching Obama speak in Georgia earlier this morning, and I just forgotten what a brilliant speaker he is. He really is an excellent orator, superb orator. I remember his goodbye speech, farewell speech when he left the White House too. It's also excellent. He really is a good speaker. As a politician, we don't know if he's been effective or not, but I think as a human being, he certainly is an excellent example for others to follow. Right. What was I? Oh, yeah. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, trying to play Sudoku, but I just forgot about that for a moment, because I was really impressed with his speech there in Georgia. Excellent stuff. Right. I saw some things, and now I've dropped the ball and forgotten what it was that I saw. So I have to start looking again. Let me have another peek. Okay, so what I can see is that 3 and 4 block across this row here. So 3 blocks across here, so 3 is in one of these 2 squares here. Oh, no, actually 3, that's what I saw before, actually. 3 blocks across here and 3 blocks across here. If you're a beginner to Sudoku, welcome. You have to disregard some of my comments, right? I get carried away. 3 must appear in this square here. Now the 4 blocks across here, and so the 4 must appear in that square there. Getting the idea? Right, it's easy, isn't it? Well, not always is the answer to that rhetorical question. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it is incredibly difficult. Now, let's see, we have 4 blocking up here, and we have 4 blocking across here, right? So that means that you can see 2 white squares. 4 could appear in either one of them. Don't know which one, but it's either here or here. But if it appears here, well, it blocks across this row, and if it appears here, it still blocks across this row. So we know that in this particular section here, 4 is banned in the middle row here. Now 4 blocks across here, so again we're left with just one possibility. 4 must appear there. Now we can say 4 blocking down here and blocking down here, and across this row here is going to put the 4 there. Okay, good. And there's another 4 that we can get if we consider the 4s across like this, and this one down and this one up. We can say that the 4 has to go there. Now we can't finish off the 4s though, because the remaining positions are like this. Now if you've never played Sudoku before, what we should understand is if this square is 4, then this square will be 4, or this square could be 4 and then that one will be 4, and that's all we can say at the moment. We don't know which is which. Right, okay, let's get with it. Come on, let's get with it. I haven't really looked around yet. I just kind of saw a couple of easy things to do, and so started by doing the easy things. But apart from that, I haven't really studied and got an idea of where things go yet, so I should probably do that now. Okay, what I can see is the 2 blocking down here and the 2 blocking up here, and that's going to put a 2 into that square. The 5 blocking up here is going to put a 5 here. And now for this block, where there's only one empty square, and that means 7 is the last number that we need for this block to complete the series of 1 to 9. Now, in this column here, the missing numbers are 1, 5, and 7. Those are the numbers that we don't yet have. We've got everything else. Look, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9. So 1, 5, and 7 are missing. Now, 5 and 7 are both in this block down here. And that means that this square here can't be 5 and can't be 7. But there are only 3 missing numbers. So we know that it must, in fact, be 1. Now something else that I can see is that 1 and 8 block across here like this. Now I'm just experimenting here. I don't know if this is going to lead to anything or not. I hope it is, but it may or may not. 1 and 8 block across here, and then there are only 2 empty squares left, right? So if you're a beginner to Sudoku, this might look a bit tricky, but don't worry, just bear with me. So what do we know? 1 is not in this row, and 8 is not in this row. So there are only 2 empty squares, so that it means that these 2 squares must contain 1 and 8. They can't be anything else. Only 1 and 8 are allowed in these 2 squares, nothing else. Now, can we get the 1 and the 8? No, we can't. But look, now we're left with 2 empty squares here, which must not contain 1 or 8, because 1 and 8 are limited to these squares here. So what does go in there? Well, actually what goes in there, first of all, is the 7. So when we say 7 blocking down here, we know that 7 must go in that square. And this is the last square. We know it's not 1 or 8. In fact, it has to be 6, because that's all we need, knowing that these 2 are 1 or 8. Got it? Great, well done. Now this game might turn out to be tough at the end. I'm explaining it in a way for beginners to play, but I'm actually getting the feeling that it might turn out to be tougher than that at the end, because we're very empty up here and kind of over here as well. So there may be some logic involved for more advanced players later. I just don't know, of course, until I get there. You do. As I said at the beginning, because you've clicked on the thumbnail, you know more than I do at this stage. I don't play these games ahead of time, have no actual idea of the resolution. Now, so what I can see is that this column here is lacking 1, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, 1, 5, 6, and 7. Those are the numbers we don't yet have. And when we look at this square here, we ask ourselves, can it be 1? And the answer is no. Can it be 5? No. Can it be 6? Maybe. Don't see anything stopping it. And the other number was 7. Can it be 7? No, it can't. It's not 1, 5, or 7. And therefore, it has to be the only other possibility for this column, which is now a 6. Okay. Yeah, this game could turn... I have a weird idea that this game might turn out to be a tough one. Don't know yet, though. But that 6 definitely helps us, because now this 6 blocks this square here. Now, in fact, we have 6s blocking across these 2 rows, and so we can place a 6 in that square there. And now 6 blocking up and 6 blocking across these 2 rows means that 6 appears in that square. Now this 1 blocks down here like this, and so 1 appears here, and then 8 is the last number that we need for that row. And now, of course, we know, remember we had 1 and 8, did you remember? It doesn't matter if you didn't remember, but now we can see that there's only 8 missing in this block here like that. Okay, so things have moved on a little bit. Now, if you want to know what the missing numbers are, I can tell you. This is 1 and 7 for this row, and this is 2 and 5 for this row. But we don't have enough information here to be able to place any of those numbers just yet. So we have to continue along our merry way until we find a bit more. But let's look down here. We see the 9 blocking down here, and so that has to be a 9. And the 3 will appear here. Now that's good. We have 3 blocking this square here. In this row, we don't yet have 3. And I saw it pretty easily there. And now there's just 1 number missing, which is a 1. And now, if you remember, I said that these 2 squares contain 1 or 7 for this row. So this 1 now blocks that square. So 1 goes here and 7 goes here. Now there's just 1 empty square up here, and that's room for a 5. That's good, because now we can go 5. You know, I have a feeling this game is leading me around the board in a particular direction, which I really like. Sudoku games that are like that. 1 missing number down here is 7. Whatever the level, hard, medium, or easy, it's often nice if they lead you in a particular direction, I think. As long as you can find that direction, of course. If you get stuck and you can't find it, then it's not so nice, I guess. Right, now this 3 blocks this square here. We need a 3 in this row, so the 3 has to go here, and the last number here is an 8. Then we can say 8 blocking down here and across here like this puts an 8 into that square there. Okay, there are 3 empty squares in this column, and missing numbers are 3, 4, and 9. Well, I was going to say that 3 and 4 both block this square here. The 3 here and the 4 here block this square. So it's not 3, not 4. It has to be 9. I could have said something else, though. I could have said, look, 4 blocks across here and 4 blocks across here. So in this column here, actually 4 must be there. But anyway, we've got 2 of those numbers, and now we can get the last one, which is a 3. And that appears here. Then 3 across here and 3 up here. Do you know, I think I'm going to put this down as an easy level, but I could be mistaken. We just need a 1 for this column. Maybe I've used a technique or 2 which is a little bit above advanced level. I'm not sure. Above super easy level, but I'm not going to say it's a beginner level puzzle, but I do think it's an easy game. So I'm going to call it as an easy level 1 here. And then the last number to fill in up here is going to be a 9. So hopefully you can follow along here if you're clicked on this link because you found it said easy. I hope it's not too difficult. If it is difficult, you can replay it and rewind it. Okay, 6 was the last number in this block. 6 blocks across here like this. So that's a 6 that can go there. And the last number in this block or this column, doesn't matter, it's the same, has to be the same, because Sudoku has only one unique solution where everything must fit perfectly like a jigsaw. Alright, what's missing from over here? Just 2 numbers now. We are missing 4 and we are missing 7. So we see the 4 blocking here, so the 4 goes there and the 7 is in that square. So look, we are at least 2/3 done, a bit more than that actually. We just have the last 2 right hand columns to go. Now how do we go about finding them? Well, the thing to do is have a look down and see which numbers we have already. Now we've got 6, 6, 6, so we don't have to worry about that. We've got 1, 1, 1, we don't have to worry about that. We've got 8, a single 8 here, so that's a good place to start because there is just an 8 here and an 8 here. So we have 2 8s, so we should be able to find the third one, and we'll go up here like this, and we'll go 8 across here, and that's where the 8 goes. Now we can definitely find the last number in this row, can't we? We just have to look along and see which one it is, and we'll find that it's a 9 when we look. And now we'll take that 9 and say 9 blocking down here, and 9 blocking across here. That's where the 9 goes. Now there's only one number missing from the bottom row here. That has to be a 7. So 7 is there. Then 7 blocks all the way up here. 7 goes here. And the last number in this block is 2, or this row, whichever way you look at it. Now the 2 blocks down here. So the 2 goes here. Do you get a rhythm with this? You see how it flows backwards and forwards. That's the 5. 5 blocks down here. 5 goes here, and to finish today's easy level observer Sudoku, a 3 will do it. That's it. Thank you very much. And if you prefer the more difficult stuff, come back later. If you prefer the easy stuff, there are lots of other easy games on this channel. Bye bye.